What's up, YouTube? J-Dog Gaming here, and today we're going to go over the Exodia deck from the Legendary Collection 2. Now, first card, the Legendary Exodia Incarnate. Cannot be summoned, normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by tributing one Forbidden One monster, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 1,000 attack for each Forbidden One monster in your graveyard, unaffected by other cards' effects. Once per turn during your end phase, add one Forbidden One monster from your graveyard to your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can reveal any number of Forbidden One monsters in your hand, and if you do, draw one card for each. Pretty dope. And then we have Exodia, the Forbidden One. Then we have the left arm, the left leg, the right arm, the right leg. Then we have Exodia Necros. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with contract with Exodia and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by battle or spell/trap effect. Once per turn during your standby phase, this card gains 500 attack. Destroy this card unless all 5 of these cards are in your graveyard. Exodia the Forbidden One, the right arm, the right leg, the left arm, and the left leg. Big Shield Gardener. During either player's turn, when this face down card and no other cards is targeted by a spell card, change this card to face up defense position, and if you do, negate the spell card's activation. If this card is attacked, change it to attack position at the end of the damage step. We got the Tricky. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one card. Dark Magic Attack. If you control Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Blockman. You contribute this card, special summon in defense position a number of block tokens equal to the number of turns this card has been face up on your field. These tokens cannot declare an attack. Swords of Revealing Light. Your opponent cannot attack for 3 turns. Sangan. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of the turn. Now that's going to help you fish out your Exodia pieces, guys. He is really needed in this deck. He's a fucking awesome card. Blast Magician. Each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card. When that spell resolves, you can remove any number of spell counters from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the number of counters you remove times 700. Destroy that target. Silent Magician level 8. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Silent Magician level 4 and cannot be special summoned by other ways, unaffected by your opponent's spell effects. Backup Soldier. While there are 5 or more monsters in your graveyard, target up to 3 non-effect monsters with 1,500 or less attack in your graveyard and then add them to your hand. Buster Blader. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon-type monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Magic Cylinder. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Magical Hats. During your opponent's battle phase, choose 2 spell or trap cards from your deck and 1 monster you control. Special summon them as normal monsters in face down defense position. Set the chosen monster if it is face up and shuffle them on the field. The 2 cards chosen from your deck are destroyed at the end of the battle phase and cannot remain on the field except during this battle phase. Messenger of Peace. Monsters with 1,500 or more attack cannot declare an attack. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 100 life points or destroy this card. Tricky Spell 4. Send 1 face up the Tricky you control to the graveyard. Special summon Tricky tokens In defense position, equal to the number of monsters your opponent controls. Tricky tokens cannot declare an attack. Obliterate. You can target one monster on the field, send one forbidden monster or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, return that target to the hand. If this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, you can target one forbidden monster or Exodia card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use one obliterate effect per turn, and only once that turn. Dark Magician. The ultimate wizards in terms of attack and defense. Gravity Bind. Level 4 or higher monsters cannot attack. Eternal Soul. Every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If this face-up card leaves the field, destroy all monsters you control. You can only use the following effect of Eternal Soul once per turn. You can activate one of these effects. Special summon one Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard. Add one Dark Magic attack or Thousand Knives from your deck to your hand. Magician's Circle. When a spellcaster type monster declares an attack, each player special summons one spellcaster monster with 2,000 or less attack from their deck in attack position. Silent Magician level 4. Each time your opponent draws a card, place one spell counter on this card. Max is 5. This card gains 500 attack for each spell counter on it. During the standby phase of your next turn, after the 5th spell counter is placed on this card, you can send this face-up card with 5 spell counters on it to the graveyard. Special summon one Silent Magician level 8 from your deck or hand. Ties of the Brethren. Pay 2,000 life points and target one level 4 or lower monster you control for the rest of this turn. After this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. Also special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute, and level as that monster, but with different names from each other and that monster. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn that you activate this card. Thousand Knives. If you control a Dark Magician, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you control a spellcaster type monster and your opponent does not, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spellcaster type monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. Monster Reincarnation. Discard one card, then target one monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Contract with Exodia. If you have all 5 of Exodia of the Forbidden One, right arm, right leg in your graveyard, special summon one Exodia Necros from your hand. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand. Dark Magician Girl. This card gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Magical Dimension. If you control a spellcaster type monster, target one monster you control, tribute that target, then special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand, then you can destroy one monster on the field. Magician's Valkyria. Monsters your opponent controls cannot attack, target face-up spellcaster type monsters for attacks except this one. Magicians Unite. If you control 2 or more attack position spellcaster type monsters, target one of them. Its attack becomes 3,000 until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, other spellcaster type monsters you control cannot attack. Dark Burning Attack. If you control a Dark Magician Girl, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. It's a pretty card, guys. Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Marshmallow. After damage calculation, if this card was attacked and was face down at the start of the damage step, the attacking player takes 1,000 damage. Cannot be destroyed by battle. He is a very helpful card. I recommend him in almost every deck. Then last but not least, Pot of Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand. Also after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only activate one Pot of Duality per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. And that is all for my video. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Watch out for more video, guys. Have a fucking awesome day.